All right, let's talk about a problem that drives every single automation engineer crazy. Scripts that break for, no reason. Well, the good news is there's a really powerful and honestly elegant solution just waiting for you inside XPath. Let's get into it.
So, you've been there, right? You write this perfect script, it runs beautifully, you come in the next day, run it again, and boom, it fails. It can't find that button, that input field, that one thing it found just yesterday. So what is going on?
9 times out of 10, the culprit is hiding in plain sight. It's your locator. That's the one instruction telling your script what to click or what to type into. And if that instruction is even a little bit vague, your script is basically flying blind. And this all leads to what I call the unfindable element problem. It's, a super common challenge in web automation, but once you master it, that's the key to building tests that are actually robust and reliable. So why is finding one little element so difficult? Well, on most modern websites, having a unique ID for everything is kind of a luxury. You're usually dealing with attributes that are shared all over the place, values that literally change every time the page loads, and just a ton of generic tags. The trick is to stop looking for one single perfect attribute and start combining them. And this is where the heroes of our story show up, the XPath and OR operators. These are the tools that let you go from just guessing to having absolute pinpoint precision. To put it simply, these operators let you create a much smarter instruction. Instead of just saying, hey, find an input field, you can now say, find an input field that also has this specific name. Or you could say, find an element that has either this ID or maybe this class name. It is a total game changer for making your scripts stable. And you know what? The syntax itself is so simple. Look at it. The only difference is swapping out the word and for or. But don't let that fool you, because that one little word completely changes the logic and makes your search super tight, demanding that everything be true. Or loosens it up, saying, hey, either one of these is fine. The real skill is knowing exactly when to use which one. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's actually see this thing in action. We're going to jump over to a real-world example on a Salesforce developer sign-up page and see just how powerful this technique really is. So here's what we're going to do. We'll walk through 4 quick steps. We'll start with the basic locator, see the problem it causes, then bring in our AND operator to fix it, and finally, we'll see that perfect result. All right, step 1, the initial try. We want to find that first name box. A pretty reasonable first guess is to just look for an input tag that has a type of text. Seems specific enough, right? Let's see what the browser thinks. And we get 5. Ouch. The browser found 5 different elements that match that description. For an automation script, this is a complete failure. It has no idea which of the 5 you actually want. This locator is not unique, which means it's totally unreliable. But now, here comes the solution. We just layer on a second condition using AND. So we're no longer looking for any text input. We are now telling XPath, look, it must be an input with type equal text, and it also must have a name attribute of user first name. That extra rule is the key. And the result? Boom, 1 of 1. Absolutely perfect. By combining just 2 simple attributes, we've gotten rid of all the confusion. This is how you build an unbreakable locator. That's the power of AND, right there. So, now that you've seen how awesome these operators are, let's nail this down into a really clear strategy that you can start using today. So let's just break this down. It's simple. You're going to use AND whenever you need to get more specific, to narrow down the results until there's only one left. Think of it as your surgical scalpel. And you'll use OR when you need a bit more flexibility. Imagine a button that sometimes has the ID submit, but other times it's btn-submit, or lets you find it no matter which one it is, which makes your script way more resilient. So the big takeaway here is this. Great automation isn't really about being a master coder. It's about learning to see the web with precision. So now that you know how to build an unbreakable locator for pretty much any element, what's the first thing you're going to automate? Thanks for checking out The Explainer.